precise rhythm. The inhabitants, plush toys, and other small hamsters enjoy a predictable existence, insulated from the hazards of the oversized world around them. But that quiet routine snaps in an instant. A heavy metal door drops, and suddenly a companion is locked inside a rigid plastic cage. For a creature that relies on constant spatial awareness and open escape routes, being confined cuts off every biological survival option. The safety of this small ecosystem is gone. When a predictable routine is replaced by sudden confinement, the viewer's focus shifts from simple observation to anticipation. We aren't watching a city anymore. We're waiting for a response to the vacuum of safety. Watching from the edge of the avenue is our protagonist.
While the rest of the city freezes, this particular hamster stays completely still, eyes locked on the captured friend. It is the posture of a seasoned operative assessing a perimeter before moving in. There is no panic, only calculation. Our reaction to this standoff is driven by mammalian caregiving instincts. As humans, we naturally feel a protective pull toward creatures that display youthful features, like large eyes and round faces, especially when they face a threat. This diagram compares the volume of a human against our hamster. That mathematical disadvantage means a small curb is an imposing wall, creating anxiety. But add a trend line for agency. When a vulnerable creature pushes forward, our investment spikes upward. To see whether our tiny operative can navigate this massive environment, take a second to subscribe to Cute Tiny Hamster. We are biologically programmed to back the extreme underdog. That innate drive transforms a run through a cardboard maze into a high-stakes thriller. The first barrier blocking the rescue path is a towering structure, a skyscraper constructed from thick, hardcover books. The hamster pauses at the base, tracing the vertical drop with its nose. Instead of searching for a detour, it reaches up to test the grip of the first page edge, committing to the climb. Set designers use a technique called perspective shift to build suspense out of everyday items. This illustration highlights the technique. On the left, we see a standard stack of reading material on a desk. On the right, from the low-angle perspective of our subject, that exact same stack looks like a sheer cliff face. By dropping the camera down to the floorboards, the environment itself takes on an aggressive role. The architecture is framed specifically to dwarf the protagonist. It takes significant physical exertion to scale the spines of the books. The hamster uses its back legs for leverage, straining to pull its body weight over the final hardcover ledge. By stripping away our normal top-down view, ordinary domestic objects possess an imposing presence, raising the stakes of every inch climbed. Past the summit, the route flattens into a dense maze of cardboard alleyways, broken up by a crossing over a river made of rippling blue fabric. Surviving this stretch requires rapid micro-adjustments and tight cornering. The physical demands shift from raw power to agility. Finally, the path terminates at the target, a heavy, sliding metallic latch securing the companion's cage. The way the hamster probes, the metal grooves mirrors a technician disarming a complex mechanism. Every slight nudge and scratch is an attempt to find the release point. It is a pure problem-solving exercise. The hamster applies pressure, tests the resistance, and adjusts its grip, working entirely by tactile feedback to solve the physical puzzle. A tiny paw catches the correct lip of the metal. With a sharp push, the latch slides back, the door swings wide, and the trapped companion scurries out to safety. The tension in that sequence proves that suspense relies entirely on the perceived difficulty of the task, relative to the hero's capabilities. A sliding latch is simple to us, but the effort required for a hamster makes it an epic confrontation. With the companion free, the anxiety in the miniature metropolis dissolves. The daily routine of the toy cars and tiny storefronts resumes. Our protagonist stands atop a small plastic podium, recognized by the other inhabitants as the guardian of these microscopic streets. The impact of this moment comes from the disparity of scale. For this specific creature, those few feet of fabric and 5 books were as formidable as a mountain range. This jury follows the same rhythm as a blockbuster film, moving from a sudden disaster through escalating physical trials to a mechanical puzzle with everything on the line. But safety is temporary. Just as the celebration peaks, a vast, looming shadow stretches across the plastic pavement from above, hinting that a new challenge has arrived. To see what new threat is descending on the city, make sure to subscribe to Cute Tiny Hamster. By shifting our focus to this scale, a plastic latch becomes a vault door, and a single hamster's persistence carries the weight of a city-wide rescue. When the framing is right, the smallest packages hold the most intense stories.